Yeah, but the letters are that, oh yes.
Firstly, I'd like to thank you all for coming tonight for Kev, Tony and Steph and helping them celebrate the time in the fire service. Hope you'll all enjoyed your meals, and I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the staff at the Hotel for their excellent food and service tonight. Anyway, back to our leaders. Combined, these three have done over 64 years service in the fire service. And considering this is only a part-time job, I'm sure you agree it's quite incredible. Well, look at it as well, look. I first met Kev and Tony 17 years ago when I joined Gosport Retain section. Joining the Retain was a bit of an eye-opener. It was a bit like joining Dad's army. The section was made up of a fishmonger, Tony the fish, an undertaker, I was going to say Darren the stick, but Barbara said
Never had one.
an engineer, Sean White, Terry Coachworth the painter, Mark Cash, and of course Tony the roof and Kev the bench. In those days there was only 10 firefighters in the Retain section. In addition to this we've mentioned, we had myself, Neil, Richard, and shortly followed by Alan Wheeler. We were the new boys. It was quite a funny sight when the pages went off for the fire call. Tony Haggard would arrive in his apron and tie. Darren would screech up in his hearse. Terry and Tony in their builder's van, and Kev covered in potato peelings. You can only imagine what the back of the pump smelled like. An awful mix of fish, paint, roofing felt, potatoes and then butter. Steph later joined us a few years later and has been an integral part of the Retain section ever since. Now before I hand over to Steve, who has prepared a few words about Steph, time in the fire service, I'd like to say a couple of bits about Kev and Tony. Tony. Tony, you're already being missed at Gosport Fire Station. He was like our station Uncle Arthur. With his medals being proudly worn and telling everyone he's the longest serving retained firefighter in the section. And how he loved the chance to tell a story of the good old days. Another thing we miss about him is his big bag of squeeze being passed around just before done with exercise or a drill. I remember once Tony come back from holiday to find his fish pond almost empty, with only a few inches of fish and water keeping the fish alive. After a quick phone round, we got the pump round to his house and were able to fill his pond, thus saving his fish. The station manager at the time, Andy Manuel, later telling us just put it down as idle testing. Tony, you're a great character and firefighter and be much missed. However, you can take pride in knowing that you leave us as one of our most respected and liked members of the section.
Well done, Chick. Well done, Troy. I've got a wink in the
And now for Ken. Ken is known as the station magpie. If he managed to lose anything, he was sure to have it. There was nothing new for Kev to require 3 right-handed pairs of gloves, your flash hood, and sometimes your tunic, which made getting changed on a fire course certainly interesting. Kev would also be probably remembered for not being the most smartest dressed person on parade. He often had buttons missing, his shoes were rarely polished, from coming straight from work.
Odd socks.
And that all changed when his brother joined us. He suddenly arrived with gleaming shoes, fresh shirts, and putting everyone else to shame. However, this was only temporary, and after Stuart left the section, he returns back to his old ways. So we can safely say Stuart must have got his uniform ready for him. He's also very good at losing things. I remember he lost his pager one Christmas. Only to be told by one of the customers at the fruit basket that the Christmas tree he sold her randomly started to day and night. Yes, Kev did find his pager. At drill night, Kev always kept us on our toes with practical jokes. One drill night, Kev and Big Neil, I've got to say that for grievances, decided they would try to throw me into a water dam. However, I saw them coming out of the corner of my eye, and I ducked at the very last moment, resulting in Kevin becoming a victim of his own plan. Going straight over top of me and into the dam, becoming completely submerged in fire. We later found him in the station drying room, on the floor, trying to dry out banknotes. These were in fact the shop's weekly takings. They had in his pocket and they failed to take out before drill night. Throughout their service, Kevin and Tony became exceptional firefighters and also been greatly dedicated to Gosport Fire Station. They taught us all lots, passing their skill and knowledge onto myself and newer members, something that we're truly grateful for. Over the years, we have become very close friends working together for Hampshire Fire Rescue Service. Also, I'd like to thank Kevin for employing many of our children in his business. In his business at the fruit basket and giving them a good start in working life. Not to mention easing the firing on banking mum and dad. Tony put his driving skills he required in the fire service to good use also, and has taken up a new career as a truck driver. Something you'll know you'll do really well. Once again, we all in Gosport would like to wish all three, Kev, Tony and Steph, all the very best and hope they enjoyed their time outside the fire service. I would like to turn it over to Steve, who's about to say a few words to Steph.
Right, good evening everybody. For those who don't know me, I'm one of the crew managers now at Gosport. I've just come down here obviously to pass along thanks to Kev, Tone and Steph. To say a little thank you for Steph as well. Steph joined roughly the same time as me when you come down from Fairham, is that right? And obviously for the years that you've been at Gosport, we've thoroughly enjoyed having you there, Steph, part of the watch. You've certainly brought some laughter to us. The boys were just telling me a little story they said I had to remind you of one day. Unfortunately, I wasn't privileged to this call, but as you know, 4 o'clock or whatever in the morning, the page you goes, you grab what clothes you can to dress and get onto the fire engine. You know, some blokes turn up wearing the white underwear and clothes. Obviously, Steph turned up, ready to go. Unusual request on the way back, Steph, I believe, that you wanted to stop off at your house about 5 o'clock in the morning because I believe that you left the gas on in the oven for some reason. Unusual time at 5 o'clock. Anyway, Steph, the pump pulled up, Steph got off, ran in her house, come back, just to the south, she got back on the pump. Yeah, that's all better. All the blokes are like that. You're right, Steph. She says, yeah. Got my bra on now, we can go. Little bits like that. But it's been a pleasure, Steph. You have been an asset to the watch and to the section, and you will be missed. So, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause again for Steph. A few goodies now to give out, which I'll pass over to the senior young man here to carry on for our Tony and Kev Festival.
Very senior.
I've got to give Tony his.
No, Kev.
Your name was asked.
That's it?
Go on, mate, you've done a good job, mate.
And funny, ignore it.
Appreciation and loyalty to the fire service. Can't know you at all, Tony.
When you said loyalty, I thought, what is it talking
Not much you can say about Tony. All the time I was there, he was there 1 minute and he was gone and then he always had some excuse. That's a certificate.
Mate, sick note.
Sick note. I don't know if you know, have you ever seen one of these, Tom?
And they went out of date and I got a mitt. Back in your day, we used to go with him. We had
Well, I never got one of those when I left.
I tell you what, mate, that's shocking, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Absolutely shocking.
If he had
Can I just say, it's 24 years, I've just read that.
That's 3 years time that you're missing with 6.
It's in time your name's been on the BA calendar.
That's me, Mum. Do the logs tomorrow.
As for Kev,
Well,
I'm very proud and a little surprised that Kev has asked me to give him just a few words about him. Especially I've known him over 20 odd years and all I've done is moan about him and say I first met Kev back in 1994. When I was a sub-officer in charge of the return crew. He looked enthusiastic, he was quite a knowledgeable young man. I don't know what happened, it went down. As far as my records know, Kev's first BO shake was in Wheeler Close. He went in returned. Wheeler Close time? It can't be that time, it can't be. It was early in the morning, so but it was a severely first floor, so I can imagine it was you telling out Kev first floor severely. That's about it, you know. On my records it don't show what Kev thought about his first BA shake, but not bad. He's been on some big shakes. From 1995 to 1999, we had 610 fire calls.
There you go.
15% of them with BA. That's 40 for the fifth one. On my records, Kev went in 28 times. That gives him 86%. Wow.
Well, fair play,
How many did I go in?
Minus.
I haven't got you down as going in at all.
That's why I'm short of money, I think.
Snack shapes in them times. I think one of the biggest we went into is Sanderson Centre,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was on the channel.
when we had 48 BA sets. On the
Wallpaper
I
fact.
wore them all, didn't I?
You couldn't even be in the tea lane.
No, I think I just got off the club.
You was on sick.
Was I?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not hot dog.
We've had a couple of late pumps 10, Toronto 5 errors, down the West Packer factory.
Oh yeah, happy days.
I've got him down in BA on that, not you, Tom.
I was there on that one, I remember that.
That big Flores yard. You must have gone.
Yeah, I was on that.
You was on that.
I was on that single-handedly.
He's a driver.
Mate, he was also on the bins over at Pretty's Hut.
That's where he should have been. And I don't know what happened to Safeways. I haven't got much recollection.
I was there as well.
You had a gas.
Yeah, we had to come back in and have, if we'd gone home and had sex with our partners, we had to bring them in. We were contaminated. I remember that.
So she was sexual.
When I left the brigade in 1999, it all changed then, because Kev became my boss. As long as we did what we were told, he left us alone.
Yeah, peel and veg, Mick, wasn't it?
Yeah. While he is quite quirky in, in his fruit diet, he was a vegetarian then, that was bad enough. But I just can't get round to his veg diet. That's just, no. You can only say one thing bad about him, as John said just now. All the time I knew him, he never once cleaned his shoes. That's not bad for over 2 decades in the fire service.
You actually clean my shoes at work, didn't you?
A lovable lad he was. Made sure we had our fruit and veg, but the station will be really missed with them two going. I don't know Steph because I never worked with Steph. But Kev's gone. I don't know what he's going to do with his new car name, because when I first knew him he had a red old take that.
That's a white one, wasn't it?
It had more dents in it.
Exhaust hanging off the back was Tony.
Tony had that white VW.
And I believe, Kev, you've got your long service and good conduct medal to come.
But you don't suppose you were going to give it to me.
Oh, I'm not going to give it to you. Oh, very nice. I would like us all to raise a glass and say, well done, Kev, and well done, Tony. All the best. I've got 2 awards to give you, Kev. 3. I'm sorry, a bit of the swelling on that one, but... And that's your certificate on the guide.
No, she went over.
Mick, you didn't keep your hands in the pocket.
So when I see you in about 3 or 4 years' time...
They get student to
Before we finish, ladies and gentlemen, there's just 2 other awards to give out. Obviously for Steph as well, from the Chief Officer for recognition for her service to 19 years, was it Steph?
just over 19.
Back to 20 year mark, no medal,
No,
sorry.
thank you.
There's a little appreciation from all the Gosport Fire Station and all the boys and girls. She's obviously, they've all brought you access as well.
Thank you.
And obviously it's got, Steph, if you didn't know, Steph started at the old Titchfield station, then went to Fareham, and then went to Gosport. And you said you wanted a little key ring as well.
I did, yes.
13, okay.
Right, okay.
Right. I'll say a few words. Sorry. Okay, yeah.
Just before Steve, would you like to come up here? Me?
You mean me?
Just very, very quickly.
How come she got a key ring yet?
This is just a thank you from Rich, Tony, Kevin and myself for all the work you put in getting our axes, our certificates and everything together for us and organising it. So
Thank you very much.
It's going to be my chance to get mine back now. I would like to say on behalf of myself, Tony and Steph, a big thank you for coming to our leaving do tonight. It really means a lot to us. Thanks to Steve and John for organising the certificates, the access and the collection of the money that went towards these. Which goes on for us to say many thanks for the generous contributions given by the 1A personnel and the social clerk and for your kind words tonight. Well, Tony D 23, but he reckons 24.
Why is this 24 here?
And
Chief Officer.
And Steph was 19 years, over 19 years. For me personally, it was a very good move over 21 years ago when I joined the brigade. It will always be a significant time of my life that I have enjoyed immensely. I've made good friends and connections and had some good adventures throughout the time. When I joined up in '94, the main dramatic difference in the job from now and then is the fire call rate. I was on call a lot for the first, say, 13 years of this period, as I was very often able to be on call, which were in the days when we were regularly very busy with multiple types of incidences. I suppose I had the best of both worlds in the fact that there was no waiting around. I just got called out and I was off. Going to all the types of jobs, I was nearly 3 times more likely to attend these than a full-time firefighter, as I was always on call It's taken me to the parts of gospel I've never seen a civilian and would probably never have known existed. Doing this job for the length of time, in the days when it was a lot busier, it came with a lot of adventures and even some dangers. In many ways, a house fire or a car crash doesn't really affect our lives, but for the member of public, it can turn their life upside down for a short period, or it can be a life changer if they lose a loved one. I suppose this is what our job is all about. Helping people out by making their property or car, whatever it may be, safe and secure, giving reassurance to the public. In many ways, the brigade has not changed much in the time that I have served, and in many ways, it really doesn't need to either. Yes, the education, the safety, the equipment has always and will continue to slightly improve, but at the end of the day, it's still the red fire engine, the tank of water, the ladder, the branch, the group of tools that are fit for the job. Now tonight, I'd particularly like to give thanks to the old faces of the brigade that have made the effort and come along this evening to make it. All of them are special.
It's a really old one,
As a group of people, we are having something else in common, keeping that bleeper on us. However, we all know it's far more than just a bleeper. It's a commitment that we make to the public, the commitment that we put before many other things in our lives. The commitment to stop whatever we're doing and come to the aid of whatever it may be. The 2 a.m. calls in the morning, being out of many hours at night, despite the fact that most of us were then faced with a full day's work after. I'm sure we can all relate to that. All the plans that would get demolished in a second by that bleeper going off, the many different issues it has caused us over the years. I remember very often in the early days I could not wash and dry both sets of fire uniform quick enough because we had so many jobs, one after the other, and if anyone can relate to that, it is Mick Haggard. His 37 years as a retained member completely shadows my time.
37?
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to have served for him for 5 years until he retired. Back when Mick joined the fire service, it looked a little bit different to now.
He used to feed the horses.
The fire engine was a mere pump on wheels pulled by the horses. The hoses were operated by hand and there was no sirens, but instead of one lucky crew member was forced to ring a bell for the entirety of Mick, I must extend a particular thanks to you for coming tonight and presenting my certificate and act. It really does mean a lot to me. Mick was my first boss, literally my first boss in life, up from my dad I suppose, and I had some of my biggest fire calls with him. I will always remember going BA with Mick, which shows that we must have been short of the crew that day, as he was the sub-officer. That particular call-out was significant to me as my first experience of death in the job, with Mick helping to guide me after we found ourselves in a difficult situation. It must be said, Mick, you were a very practical fireman who was well remembered for really looking after your crew. Something that earned mine and other persons' respect, admiration and total trust in your judgment on fire calls. Through your experience with dealing with many thousands of jobs you had, we had as a group of people, some that are here tonight, some great times on your watch. It was my pleasure to have been part of it for the last 5 years. It was for you having a part with me in that period. I do remember back in the day, I particularly like the odd water fight on the drill ground. It used to stress you out no end. I'm sure you remember that, Nick, because I'm sorry that this had to be done. But joking apart, we all had lucky enough to serve with you, realise how much of your time and commitment you gave to the people of Gospel. Every good workplace is about a group of people who get on with it and get the job done, which we certainly did. The retained group from the day I started has always had a good reputation around the county for its standard, And certainly that was down to people like you who like to put us through our paces on the drill ground. Over the years, there has been many good friends made at 1-8, one particular being John Hillier. I would like to relay just one story. Picture the scene. It was a hot summer's day and we got called out to a big, well-kept house in Alveston. We arrived to a kitchen fire that was well alight and we had to make entry around the back into a patio door. Instead of me going to get a glass cutter, etc., we saved time. I found a piece of wood which I tried 3 or 4 attempts with vigour to smash the glass, sadly without effect. However, I always remember turning around at this point, seeing Hillier with the most beautiful 4-foot concrete heavy ornament with something telling me to stand back. He launched it through the patio doors, taking them out in the process, where the ornament then proceeded to go through a large glass breakfast table in the kitchen. Totally destroyed it. He went on to put the fire out. Great times. Now tonight it's lovely to share my leaving do with Steph and also Tony. Firstly, Steph has been great to work with and has always had a good working relationship with the whole watch. And it must be said she was the most efficient and conscientious when it comes to the paperwork, and also the best in getting my cup of tea just how I like it. Steph has also asked me to express how proud she has been in serving in the fire service at Titchfield, Fareham and finally Gosport, and the way she has been able to assist others during her time in the brigade. And what a pleasure she has had knowing and working with everyone in her time. Then there is Tony. He is a different entity altogether. Where can I start? Well, I'll try and keep it as brief as possible. Unlike him, if he was standing here tonight. In many ways, he's probably the opposite of Steph. He's not efficient, he's not conscientious, he's never done a scrap of paperwork. As for a cup of tea, no chance. But would we have changed him? No, we certainly would not have. He was without any doubt the entertainment of those long Tuesday nights. Yes, he made the clock go faster. He made us laugh more than anyone else in the group. He is the man who can tell a story that continues to entertain us week after week. Yes, he will be missed. He will be the one spoken about on future Tuesday nights for sure, even if he's not there anymore. Tony was also the one to go off sick many times. We would also phone up on a Tuesday night with ridiculous last minute excuses why he was unable to turn up on the Tuesday night. It would always amuse us. He will be missed for his endless supply of boiled sweets on the drill ground on Tuesday night, or even on the occasional fire call you actually got, Tony. His precious sweets would always come out for the whole crew, and how you maintain that constant supply always surprised me. There has been countless stories that has amused us over the years from Tony. In the interest of time, I have picked one of my favourites. Picture the scene. The fire call comes in, and it's the house fire in Rowner. Tony is our driver for the job. It is a busy time of the day around 6 p.m. He turned the engine on, put the blue lights on and sirens, and turned right out of the station. This was the first big mistake. But don't worry, Tony will sort it out. Of all the places he could have chosen to turn the engine round, he chose the petrol station and rush hour traffic, pulling up in their cars. He did all of this with blue lights still on and sirens blaring. To say he caused chaos was an understatement. So yes, it's been an experience, Tony, to serve with you. It really has. You can see now why I've decided to call it a day as well. Because without your entertainment, there really is no point staying on. But joking apart, my time has come also. I've been pondering this decision for a year or so, with the reason being whenever my bleeper goes off, it's become more and more of a burden to me. I was signing off more than ever. My responsibilities have got greater at work, and it's not been about the money for years, but doing something different than selling apples and pears, and also working with some great people who I'm sure will continue to enrich my life in the years ahead. However, the unique commitment needed to be in the fire service that I spoke about earlier is a fundamental aspect to the job, and I increasingly found myself unable to fulfil this in the way that I should do. As I'm sure Tony and Steph will agree, we have certainly seen them come and go over the past years. and now it is our turn. It's definitely the right time for me to close memories of it. I have been lucky enough to have had good bosses over the years, from Mick to Rob, as well as great crew members, of which many are here tonight. If I haven't enjoyed my time in the fire service, I would have left years ago, which serves a great testament to the level of enjoyment I have found in the brigade. For any younger people here who are starting out, don't listen to the long-serving ones who like the occasional moan. It is still a good job with good people in it, and that is what a good workplace is all about. It is a very respected service up and down the country, meaning a great enjoyable career lays ahead of you, even if you don't get many jobs these days. Many thanks for everyone who has been part of it over the years and helped to make my time in the fire brigade what it was. Thank you for being here tonight to made it special for the three of us who are leaving, and let's enjoy the rest of the evening.
This is off a Soviet.
I haven't got a lot to say. It's quite touching what everyone said. I had a little bit of a speech go.
It's been a work day.
I'm keeping looking at Dave Lewis, and he's got white eyes. He's got sunburn, and it's throwing me right off.
Was that an excuse to choose?
I never went off for sunburn. That's why I think I never went there.
All that.
I'd like to thank
What's she done?
Steve Jolliffe. For me, I had to leave because of job change. I'm trying to drag it out a little bit longer than I should have done really, but it did become very, very whole-time retained, and the more whole-time that came in, not the people that are here tonight, and a few others, but there was a bit of a divide going on, which did seem good. But I had to go because I had to go because of changed job.
Yeah.
But thank everyone for coming, and it's been great, and I enjoyed myself, and I appreciate everyone that's here. That's all I want to say. I'm not crying, I am actually not I've got no infection, so it looks like I'm crying.
Tony, it's got conjunctivitis.
No, it's not conjunctivitis.
Steph! Come on, sit him down.
I was Kev was saying it all.
Hang on, I'll do the thing.
All I can say really is reiterate what Kev said. I've been very, very proud.
Not that long.
I've been very proud of what I've done and what I've achieved. I'm proud of meeting all of you and working with you. It's been great fun. And same as what Tony said, as the years have gone on now, it isn't so much fun now. And it was time for me to go a year earlier than I wanted to, but next time I had to go. But it's been really great knowing all of you. It's been a lot of fun, apart from Tony. Well, I would have to say one thing with Tony. We had a meeting with the group manager. We were doing something on the computers, and he was saying something about a mouse at a station. They had a problem with their mouse at a station. And Tony, bless him, came up and said, I didn't know they were allowed to have mice in the station.
They ordered the mice.
Yeah, bless him.
We're allowed pets in.
So that was like really quite funny. That was just one of the instances that Tony used to come over.
I want this.
But thank you all. I know quite a lot of your faces. Some of you I don't know, but most of you I do know. And thank you all for accepting me. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's been really good camaraderie. And thank you, John, for your speech, Ken for the speech he's actually given, and all of you for turning up.